start our story today with a player bridging across an expansive lava lake. All of a sudden, a gas shoots a fireball at him and knocks him off into the air. This is what we're gonna call an uh-oh scenario. As a speedrunner with years of experience playing this game, scenarios like this one happen far too often. Luckily, this player watched this video, where I go over the 3 main principles of survival, break down how to survive the most common uh-oh scenarios, and in detail explain how to get out of many bad situations.
We need this.
After this video, you should have the keys and knowledge necessary to avoid dying in Minecraft. Let's get this thing started. Right off the bat, we need to break down what I'm calling the 3 principles of survival. It's these principles that I'll be using to explain how to avoid Minecraft's biggest uh-oh scenario.
All right, here are the principles. Get full diamond armor, get a bunch of totems, and hold 2 totems at once. Those are the 3 principles. Once you have that, you're never gonna die to anything. Maybe, but what about when you don't have full armor though?
Yes. Let's start with the first one. Always be alert. This principle is the key to surviving in the heat of the moment. Say you're running in the nether and all of a sudden there's a massive ravine.
So you guys are telling me you don't need tips on how to not die in Minecraft. You guys are telling me you guys never die. There's no way. You guys definitely die all the time.
Right in front of you.
If anything, everybody watching here is worse at Minecraft than me. Everybody watching. Maybe there's a couple stragglers that are better, but y'all need this more than me, and I need it. And I'm gonna be honest with myself, I need this.
Didn't see it because of the terrain, so you end up falling in. There are a few actions you can take in this scenario, a few of which I'll go over in a second, but none of the tactics will matter if you aren't ready to deploy them at any given time. Being alert is directly tied to reaction time, so if you're always ready for something bad to happen, you will always have a chance to react to whatever it is. Everything I just said ties perfectly in with my second principle, which is always be prepared. At face value, it sounds a lot like the first principle, but being prepared has more to do with the items in your inventory and specifically your hotbar. Using the ravine situation again, you have a few possible actions. First, you can try to block clutch on the walls of the ravine. To do that, you must have blocks in your bar. So that's something I will always 100% recommend you have. Second,
I always have that. I always have blocks in my hotbar.
You can try an MLG clutch at the bottom of the ravine. This option takes more skill than the first, but if done correctly, can save yourself from taking any damage at all.
Okay, why is the video
Since this
good?
example is in the nether, a water bucket is out of the question. The options I recommend.
So yeah, and when I'm in the nether, I always bring a boat. There's always a boat in my hotbar. Check every time I go to the nether, there's always a boat.
Most in this scenario are
and pearls,
twisted vines, scaffolding, ender pearls, or a hay bale. Ender
boom, I have 2 of those always.
Those are the most consistent, since all you have to do,
and you guys are calling me worse than you. I'm better because I already know these tips.
Is throwing
boom, first tip, I already know it.
And you'll avoid taking fall damage. A boat clutch requires either fast clicking or good timing. Scaffolding requires you to
just don't fall.
And with the vines or hay bale, you can just spam click to place one under you. Hay bales reduce fall damage by 80%. So as long as you fall under 100 blocks, you can survive. Regardless of the MLG method, you have to have your preferred method ready to deploy at any time.
Perfect.
That usually means having a hotbar slot and hotkey dedicated to an MLG item.
I have that.
Developing that hotkey as your instinctual reaction to falling. It takes time to develop this, but the main point to take away from this is you need to have the necessary items prepared to survive any scenario. To bring the trio of principles together, my final principle is to never panic. While falling through the ravine, your only options for survival are what I mentioned earlier.
How is that even
be able to deploy?
How do you never panic?
You have to be sharp with your action. Eventually, with enough time, you'll develop muscle memory for clutching in dangerous scenarios.
Oh no! No! Did anybody just see that? Look what clip he just showed. Look what I did this situation.
So convenient.
Oh my mouse just unplugged. I did that exact situation recently. Who was here for that when I was playing hardcore? And I broke the dragon head and I fell down, and I survived because I just am always prepared. I always bring protection. Top clips. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Look how prepared I am. Everybody, I want everybody to pay attention. No. Look at this. Look at this. By the way, I have pearls in my hotbar, water in my hotbar. Both of them have hotkeys binded. Look what I did to survive. I went the extra mile to be extra safe and take 0 damage. No. Boom. I got the dragon head because my inventory was full.
Oh, I got it. Oh my god.
Boom. Nobody else could do that. And look, 0 damage. And I had elytra, pearls, water bucket. Look, I'll play it again. Boom, I realized my inventory's full. So I get out my elytra, drop some blocks. Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
This was like, what, 2 days ago in hardcore? And that's not AI. Why are you guys saying AI? Whatever, bro. I'm just telling you guys, like, there's no way you guys are better than me. All right, let's continue.
Eventually, with enough time, you'll develop muscle memory for clutching in dangerous scenarios. But when just starting out, you need to actually think about what you're doing. If you panic, you can misinput your hotkeys or even forget that you have the things necessary to survive.
Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way, that was in hardcore too. That wasn't survival, that was hardcore.
At the end of the day, all these principles come together to both prevent uh-oh scenarios and protect you while you're in one. These principles can be applied to all scenarios, so making sure you're implementing all of them will allow you to complete the tactics I'm about to go over. With the principles now in stone, we can now move on to tackling real uh-oh scenarios.
Here we
I
go.
think it's best to start with the most common scenarios, since you'll end up encountering at least one of
Boom, creepers. I already know what you do. For a creeper, you place down a block in front of the creeper before it explodes.
these every time you play.
Easy.
Scenario number 1 is dying from fall damage.
Fall damage, all you have to do is get a water bucket in your inventory at all times. Easy.
Falling is the easiest way to take damage in Minecraft, since any fall more than 3 blocks will cause damage. Falling only a few blocks is not usually what gets you though, it's the drops you're not expecting. Unexpected falls are super sketchy, but there are some tactics you can use to both avoid them and survive them. To prevent falls, it all starts with being attuned to your surroundings and staying alert. That means watching where you're running to ensure you don't yeet off a cliff. Let's say you do accidentally yeet, you have to take action immediately. Your number 1 option should always be to block clutch on a wall, but if that's not possible,
I thought water was better, bro.
you have to turn to MLGs. Having an MLG tactic on your bar is usually necessary for this, and the best tactic is whatever one you have ready in the moment and are comfortable using. Aim for the flattest ground possible, and prepare to time your MLG for when you get close to the ground.
Fire.
All that's left is
Fire
to pull
tip,
off the
fire
clutch,
advice.
and you should have survived your first uh-oh scenario. Our second scenario, however, has much more nuance.
Yes. Boom. Creeper. All you have to do is place one block. If he places a block right here, he will take close to 0 damage, no matter what armor you're wearing.
And it's dealing with hostile
And if he doesn't mention that, bro, I guess I just know more than this guy. Like,
mobs. The most common mobs to die to are creepers and skeletons, since creepers are nearly silent and skeletons are freaking snipers.
oh, and you could also mention creepers falling down from a height, because if creepers fall down from a height, hit the ground, they'll instantly explode and you'll have no reaction time. So if he doesn't mention that, that's also some more advice you got to be careful of. Never let creepers fall from above you. And if there's ever a spot where creepers can spawn somewhere above you, like if there's someone somewhere dark where creepers can spot you and jump down, then you're dead. Like, so just don't do that. Don't be in that
Creepers
spot.
are actually quite easy to deal with though, and it comes down to one Minecraft mechanic. Explosions in Minecraft deal tons of damage, but have one distinct flaw. They really only damage your legs. Using this one simple rule, the ultimate counter for creepers or any other explosion for that matter is to place one block on the ground between you and it. Additionally, if you knock back the creeper
I promise
before
I
it
didn't
explodes,
pre-watch this video. I promise I didn't pre-watch it. I just know what I'm doing. No, wait, maybe I did not even need this video, because I haven't learned anything yet.
it both reduces damage and makes it easier for you to place
This
a
is
block
just for you guys.
between you and
You're
it.
welcome.
As for the skeleton, a shield will always be the best way to deal with them. But let's say you don't have one. Now your best option is to strafe. Skeletons shoot arrows at even intervals. So if you learn the rhythm of the shots, you can dodge whenever it's about to
I do
fire.
this too.
It's more likely to miss you if you're farther away, so doing little hit and runs between shots is the best way to avoid damage. On to the third scenario, we have falling in lava. This is definitely the deadliest of the other
Okay, this
scenarios.
one I'm cooked. I don't even know what to do here.
And it easily has the least amount of counters. The best way to survive lava is to avoid it altogether or be super careful when around it. But if you do happen to fall in, you have a couple options. The first is to place water, preferably in a place where you don't get trapped under the obsidian. This is the most consistent way to survive, but it has the fatal flaw of not being available in the nether. Most lava deaths happen here, so I'll break down what to do in a lava lake. To survive any time
door?
at all in lava, you
Fire
need pretty
res.
good armor, and even then, you need to act fast.
Oh,
When in
whoa,
lava,
whoa.
you have to try and get out of it as soon as possible. That can either happen up or down. If you try to escape up, you should try to place a boat on dry land so you can enter it. Using an ender pearl is also a good option since it gets you out immediately. If you go down, you can try and place doors on the floor of the lava lake. This will create an air
Dude,
pocket.
didn't Dream invent this method of going in a door pocket under the lava? I'm pretty sure Dream invented that, bro.
That you can stand in and try and heal. Another option is to dig into the floor of the lava lake, sink into the hole, and close it up after you.
Oh, I think he invented that too. Anyone? No? That was No, that was me. Oh,
Picking
my
golden
bad.
apples is also a strategy, but they can be hard to get and sometimes take too long to eat. If you have bad armor,
Dream did not
I'm
invent that
sorry,
L
but you're
owner.
pretty much out of luck. Obviously, none of these tactics are necessary if you have fire resistance, so if you can, I'd recommend using it in the nether. Now onto the fourth most common scenario, we
Drowning.
have drowning. This is
Oh yeah, if you die to drowning, like you're just cooked.
actually very avoidable, and there's two main ways to do it. The first and easiest tactic is to create an air pocket for yourself. On Java, there
Pressure
are many
plates.
blocks that create pockets, such as doors, pressure plates, and even beds. So you can make air by placing things, but you can also create air by breaking blocks. I recommend digging down or sideways rather than up out of a water cave, since you mine faster when you're on top of a block. When going into a wall, go to the bottom and dig into the face. Once you break the block, swim in and place a block behind you. When going into the floor, you will either have to dig 1 or 2 blocks down. Once you can place a block above you while you're in swim mode, you can create an air pocket. The second option is to bring your own air. There are 2 blocks in Minecraft that replenish your oxygen: soul sand and magma blocks. Soul sand pushes you up, and magma pulls you down but damages you. I'd recommend choosing a magma block for swimming in water caves, since you can easily place one next to some ores, shift to avoid taking damage,
doors
and
are
mine
better,
without
bro.
worrying about your
Oh, wait,
oxygen.
no, maybe. Wait, how many doors can you hold in a stack? 64? If you can hold 64 doors in a stack, then doors are way better.
Water
No?
caves are actually better for finding diamonds quickly, so this trick can be super handy when mining. Other than in water caves, these tricks can be useful when trying to complete an ocean monument.
16.
You can also use the doors as shields from guardians, so they serve as a dual-purpose win-win
Oh,
item.
wow.
Those were the most common scenarios, but there are so many more to cover. I think it's only right we do a lightning round.
Lightning? Wait, he's not talking about, like, if you die to lightning. Who's ever died to lightning? No one, bro.
Welcome back to the Uh-Oh scenario slideshow. Sit back,
Oh,
relax,
talent show.
and let's
Look
put
at
the to these suffocation. Place a torch or soul sand underneath you while you mine upwards. Keep mining
Oh, I knew about this tip, but I never do it because, bro, if gravel falls on me, I'll just break it. Like, I'm chilling.
with a shovel if you get trapped. You have to just commit. Bees. If you break a hive,
Who dies to
bees will
bees?
get mad at you. Place a campfire under it to avoid this. If you can't fight the urge, just run away for
What?
25 seconds.
Wait,
and then
you can put a campfire under
Place a
bees to make them not mad?
campfire under it to avoid
Yo, I never. Okay, maybe you guys do know more than me.
this. If you
Wait, did you guys know this? I don't even know anything about bees. They added that very recently to the game, and I still don't even know how to get honey. I don't know how to. I never knew campfires work to make them not mad. I don't even know anything about bees. Still.
fight the urge, just run away for 25 seconds and they'll forget you did anything. Powder snow. Water removes all snow it touches, so place a bucket when you fall in.
I saw
If
this
you
in
don't
the
have
intro.
Water, dig out the 2 blocks you're standing in and pick a cardinal direction to burrow out in. Wardens. Sprint jumps.
Okay, wardens. Yeah, I'm cooked with wardens. That's also a recent addition to the game. I have no idea.
Sneaking is the best way to move around a city undetected. But if you do spawn a warden, either get away as fast as possible or sprint jump, sneak away. If it
Bees
gets
were
mad
not
at you,
recent.
keep
Yes, they
running.
were.
Wardens can sonic shriek.
That was
through
only
walls.
like. When was that? Bees were added in 2019. Yeah, that was. What is that? That's 6 years ago. Okay, whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. To me, bees are recent. Same with the wardens, bro.
So be careful with how you try to escape. Tridents. Much like skeletons, trident drowns are absolute snipers, but strafing while swimming is the best way to avoid getting hit. Dragon's breath. The breath defaults to being placed
Oh,
at
now this is actually hard. Dragon's breath is really dangerous.
your feet, so if you just build up 1 block, it can't reach you. Elytra.
Oh.
While they can be useful to get out of some jams, you have to be careful about kinetic energy. When flying in a confined space, it's usually best to just land quickly, but you could choose to spin like a top and ride out the fireworks effects. Withering. When
Okay.
withered, the first task is to avoid getting hit twice. I recommend pillaring up as the best escape. That applies to most mobs, not just wither skeletons. After that, eat as much as possible to try and regen, and maybe
Yeah.
even do some head
This is good
hitters to
advice.
try and eat even more. Fire. The best option is obviously water, so immediately search for that. If that's off the table, treat it as a withering scenario and eat as much as possible while doing head hitters. That'll give you the best chance to outlive the flames.
I like that.
Levitation. To end off the lightning round, we go to the end and deal with floating upwards. Always bring
Oh.
a water bucket to end.
Bro, this is what you do. If you have levitation and you're in the end, or if you're in the end and you're falling in the void, all you have to do is eat one of those chorus fruits, and it'll teleport you somewhere random.
Because not only
And then
can
you'll
you
be
save
safe.
yourself from fall damage, but you can place it on walls and ceilings to avoid the floating effects of levitation. Boats can also serve a similar purpose. There are
No, he didn't even mention the chorus fruit. Yeah, if you're like flying really high in the sky and you're scared you're gonna fall of die damage, I mean, you guys know what I'm saying. just eat a chorus fruit and you'll survive.
Infinite amount of ways to die in Minecraft, and numerous amounts of really specific uh-oh scenarios that can happen. I'm not going to cover every single one in this video, but with the principles I gave you earlier, plus some critical thinking, I'm pretty confident you can survive 99% of scenarios.
This was actually good advice, and I'm glad I watched some of this. I didn't know you could do the bee thing. I didn't know. I don't know. I low-key knew everything else. Wait, maybe I am low-key a pro of Minecraft. But yeah, W video. Wait, this guy only has 8K subs. Oh my gosh. Wait, yo, everybody subscribe to this guy. W video, bro.